All right. Hello there. Welcome to today's stream. So we're taking a look at ChatGPT plugins. Basically, this is something that just recently got added into ChatGPT as well as its browsing features. So with ChatGPT 4, we no longer have to just rely with the closed AI model. We can essentially tap into different aspects of the internet and also use these different essentially models that people have built down as plugins that tailor ChatGPT to a certain purpose. So we'll get right into it in terms of how I'm seeing that we can use this tool to basically kickstart creative projects. And the main way I see really is using this for prompts, something that I've covered before, making mid-journey prompts or optimizing mid-journey prompts by using ChatGPT. There's plugins that are specifically made for doing that. And then there's also other ones that read through different links, including PDFs, including images, different sources like that. So it can be very useful for building case studies as well, or doing research for projects. So right here I have some plugins enabled. Now granted, all this comes with ChatGPT Plus, so you do have to have a subscription in order to access these features. But when you create a new chat now and you select the ChatGPT 4 model, you basically get these different options. So we have browse with Bing and we have plugins. So you can only do one or the other. So in this case, if I have it, for example, at browse with Bing, instead of just relying on a conversation between just the ChatGPT model currently up until wherever it was capped, 2020, 2021, essentially it can now search the internet for answers. So when asking for further recommendation, it essentially can do a search for you and compile important information. So let's say I'd like to prepare an interview with artist, oh, not typing yet, but I'm going to ask for an interview with artist James Kuhn. Totally. Jeff Koons. Totally. There we go. That sounded wrong to me. Jeff Koons. There we go. American artist Jeff Koons. So I'd like to prepare an interview with artist Jeff Koons. I don't know why his name escapes me so much. In which I'd like to talk about his journey as an artist and how he was able to build a business on his craft. So we can leave it just to that. And we'll see that ChatGPT 4 tends to be a bit more concise. And we can see here, it didn't actually do any research because I didn't ask it to, right? So at first, even though I'm using the web browsing feature, it's just relying on whatever information it has in store. So it's kind of laid out a general outline. So now I'm gonna ask, add into the outline things that are relevant and publicly known about his recent activities in the art world. So there we go. Now we get this feature, browsing the web, searched Bing for Jeff Koons' recent activities, I think. So it tells you what it's doing, right? So it's clicking through links and it's reading the information on these links and trying to pull that information back into what it currently has to operate on. Oh, there you am. See you there in the chat. Going back to last page, that's the first one. So additional to this, I think just some of the plugins that I'll be showcasing. I'm concerned to move away from the page because then it usually cuts off. So for some other plugins that I have installed there, that I'm not necessarily going to show, like optimizing for mid-journey prompts specifically is one of the plugins that's able to basically, you just ask for, you give a vague idea, or you type in your own sort of prompt, and then you ask it to optimize a prompt in order to get a specific result. Error in message stream. Finish browsing. In 2023, Jeff Koons collaborated with BMW to design a special edition of the 2023 BMW M850i Grand Coupe, known as the 8X Jeff Koons. This car was a colorful art piece that is likened to a rolling comic. This project is limited to just 99 copies worldwide, each priced at $350K. This is not the first time Koons has collaborated with BMW. So something interesting to note here is actually, I'm going to bring this up because I haven't posted about this yet, but I'm going to be speaking to Vaco Studio director Kevin Arrieta this Saturday. And I actually know that he's the one that documented the BMW and Jeff Koons project. So we could speak a little bit more to that, but this is in fact accurate, right? I actually know that this happened. So cool. And then giving more background information, this is not the first time that Koons has collaborated with BMW. And beyond that, I have not yet been able to find information about other recent exhibitions, auctions, or other activities by Koons. Would you like me to continue searching for more information? And then I got some sort of error, which I guess is expected as this is early. I am wondering if, I don't think it pulled all that information off of this website, but I'm wondering if my buddies Kevin Arrieta's website here, if they actually pulled some information off of their site, which would be interesting. So that's the browse feature, essentially in a nutshell. When researching a client, if they're publicly known, or if there's any information on the internet and you want to prepare for meeting with clients, or with or you're building out a case study, you want to know more about the people, the current trends, anything around a particular subject, you can basically now build this out with ChatGPT, but actually ask ChatGPT to search the internet for specific things, and it's essentially just combing through websites, bringing that information to the forefront to you. So we'll start a new chat here, and we'll do ChatGPT 4. So that's the browse feature. We'll go into plugins. And under plugins, you see there's a bunch over here, and I can just activate a few to use together. So VoxScript will look at YouTube transcripts, it'll look at financial data sources, Google search results, and more. So I think it just has a broader, it's not just Bing, like it has a much broader search, which is quite interesting to search YouTube transcripts. I imagine it's looking at the closed caption files behind the videos, somehow accessing that. Which is really interesting because videos take time to watch. And if you can just take everything that's said in a video and put it into an AI by just asking for it to do so and get an answer within seconds, you know, you get where I'm going with this. So let's try that out with VoxScript, and we'll do something else. I'm gonna keep this one on for SEO assistant and marketing, because I'm basically gonna see if I can get any pointers for YouTube. And we'll keep link reader as well, so it reads the context of all kinds of links like webpage, PDFs, PowerPoints, images, and etc. So any other educational content out there on the topic of growing a YouTube channel, let's say, let's try to bring that here. So we have those plugins activated at the moment. And I'll ask, I have been working on a YouTube channel doing weekly streams on 3D, on digital art tools such as 3D and AI. What would be some key strategies or implementations to, let's say specifically, like we'll set a goal to increase subscriber count. We'll keep it simple for now. We'll see how we can build off of this. Hello, EM. Thanks for dropping another hello into the chat. Nice to see you. Feel free to ask any questions to any viewers out here jumping in. So, we're starting off with increasing your YouTube subscriber count involves a combination of creating quality content, engaging with your audience, and optimizing your channel for discovery. Here are some strategies to consider. Okay, so once again, I didn't give it a so this is actually good. It won't search and it won't dig through external sources of information unless prompted to. So that's a good wall to have. It's like, unless you're directing it to actually go and search for this thing, it won't actually start tapping into the internet. It won't actually start researching things externally, which I think is a good, in terms of ethics, like down the road. I think it's a good limitation to put on the AI, although we keep breaking down limitations as this thing gets more developed. But if we take a look at some of the points that it's giving us here: consistent posting schedule, quality content, SEO. So since it's including SEO right now, using relevant keywords, video titles, descriptions, tags to improve your visibility in YouTube search results, we're going to ask it to broaden on this point. So I need some help optimizing for SEO. I am vaguely familiar with keywords and key phrases. What are some current trending topics? I'm gonna ask for trending topics, tags, and what else did it say? Titles and descriptions. Some trending topics, tags, and high click rate titles. I'm gonna try to not just use the SEO tool here, but I'm gonna see if I could prompt the other plugin as well that search PDFs and YouTube transcripts. So we'll ask gather information from several YouTube influencers or channels that have put resources out to the public in the form of guides or videos. Okay, so it's using Vox script. Okay, so it's gathering videos together. So YouTube SEO, 3 steps to rank #1 on YouTube. YouTube SEO basics, rank #1. Yeah, it's not really filtering out. I mean, I don't want to judge, but it's just rank #1 on YouTube videos. It's not necessarily giving any credentials to the videos, but let's see. It gave us some videos as suggestions. And I'll pin this for later. Maybe like this is something I'll report on, but we'll see what the kind of content in here is. But I'll see if I can maybe just write in here, prompt it to bring out these transcripts. Let's see. Can you process the transcripts of those videos and give me the cliff notes? Okay, so once again, it's using Vox script. So that, I hope that it's not the case where it actually is just using Vox script to pull just the actual videos and searching through the transcripts in order to surface the videos, rather than actually using the information on the transcripts in order to generate written content or written information for you, or give you next steps. But it's using the plugin over and over and over again in this case. There seems to be an issue with processing the transcripts. Okay, it was able to process some and not all. So it's giving recommendations and it's pointing me to where I can find the right information. But it's not directly telling me like these tags will be successful. But I'll ask that directly. Let's see. What tags for YouTube videos would be successful? And I'm going to end that thread there. So I wanted to just kind of get an idea on what it is that this conversation happens with, you know, plugin, or how you actually like activate one of these plugins. So let's take a look at something a bit more, you know, we've did one example of would it be to research an actual person or an actual client or to prepare for a meeting, how you can sort of create some trendy content, or at least like how you could search current trends in social media to kind of help you out. And currently it's really just I think it's, I don't know if it's because of the way I'm wording this or if it's actually like limiting. It won't actually build out onto my specific area, but it's more so just giving instruction and giving guide, which I think is an interesting choice, and maybe it just has to do with the plugins that I'm using. But let's deactivate those and go with something a bit more creative. So for example, we have show me, create and edit diagrams directly in chat. So we'll activate that, and then we'll also get metaphor, access the internet's highest quality content recommended by people, powered by neural search. I don't fully understand what that means. Highest quality content, I guess most popular, right? We'll see. But photorealistic, create photorealistic prompts for Midjourney. So this is the one that can create prompts for Midjourney. So we'll start this one off by saying, you know, basically at this point, maybe we did our research and maybe now I want to pitch something for Jeff Koons and make a behind the scenes script for putting up a video of another Jeff Koons collaboration. So maybe the third collaboration with Jeff Koons and BMW. So I'd like to make use of the plugins to create a storyboard using Midjourney for the third collaboration between BMW and artist Jeff Koons. Can you help me? I'm going to ask this time if it can help me make the most out of the plugins I'm using. After all, it is a chatbot, right? We might as well chat with it. So it claims it'd be happy to create a storyboard using the plugins available here. Okay, so let's start by generating some photorealistic prompts for Midjourney image creation tool. We can use the photorealistic prompt generator plugin for this. Okay. I don't think it understands what Midjourney is. Query number of results. Once we have the prompts we can use to create using the Midjourney tool. Do you understand what Midjourney is? Okay. So even though I have the plugin open or the plugin activated for creating Midjourney prompts, Its knowledge is cut off as of September 2021. So you have to use the Midjourney plugin with a plugin that will now allow ChatGPT to also search. So we'll bring back Vox script in order to make this work. And we'll start this over. Oh, we can only use 3 at a time. So I'm going to take out metaphor and we'll bring in Vox script. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just start this from the beginning. We said we wanted, there we go, Vox script, photorealistic, and show me. Okay, so same thing, claims to be happy to help. Okay, now it recognizes we can use the Vox script plugin to search for recent news or articles on the collaboration. Okay, it's like laying down everything that we're going to be doing to make this happen. So it's doing, okay, Vox script, research. So how would I do with this code now? Can I just feed it back to it? Yes. Okay, so that's what that code was, maybe. So this line of code is just a prompt for me to place back into ChatGPT in order to activate that phase of the work. So it says, let's start by searching for recent news about the collaboration. Here's a script that I can give back to ChatGPT in order to do that. Once we have that information, we can start creating the storyboard using the Midjourney plugin. We'll need to create a series of prompts that describe the scenes we want to create. For example, if the collaboration involves the creation of a new car design, we might have prompts like Jeff Koons sketching the initial design, the BMW team reviewing the design being applied to a car, the finished car being revealed at the launch event. We can then use Midjourney plugin to generate images for each of these scenes. Here's an example of how we might generate the first image. Okay, we would repeat this process for each scene in our storyboard. So it already gave us back using Vox script that information, and then it followed through with the remaining information. So theoretically, I could just paste the next instruction, and it's not jumping the gun. It's basically laying out what it is that's going to happen, or what it is that we want to do as a plan with actionable instructions to give it back to the ChatGPT. But I have a chance here to review. I have a chance here to say, well, actually, let's do it this way, or let's add this step, or take away that step. And now we're just following the steps. And once it got that first section of information, it brought back that second step. So we can now feed that. Here we have our Midjourney prompts, so we might as well test that out. Okay. For both prompts, the photograph should be taken with a high-resolution camera, ensuring every detail is captured with clarity. The style should be raw, capturing the authenticity of the progress. Again, I don't think it understands what Midjourney is. No, yeah, it does. It used photorealistic. So I guess this is an actual prompt we can test out. Let's check it out. We got my Discord here. Midjourney bot. Imagine. And we'll put these, whoops. Freezing for a second. There we are. We'll put these side by side. Not sure what this prompt is for, but let's just feed it back into it, see what happens. It's just activating photorealistic. So this is, I guess, a line of code I could save in order to make sure I call in that plugin when I ask for a prompt. Yeah, it's giving the same or similar prompts. Interesting. It does not look like Jeff Koons yet, but we'll try the other prompt as well. I mean, you could... Yeah, that's not... I don't think that is close. Is it? Jeff Koons. No, he does not look like any one of those. But I guess we're just storyboarding, right? His artwork, I mean, I'm more familiar with his sculptures. But his artwork, yes, can in fact be like that. So again, this is part of a storyboarding process. Like rather than sketching this out and coming up with an outline, or in the process of doing that, rather than doing that analogically, using ChatGPT, you can basically handle it as a conversation with the AI. If we wanted to change up these different, basically, sections. So we could say, let's move on to the next panel. Okay, automatically went in and used the plugin for photorealistic. And this is this image here on the left is that other prompt for Jeff Koons meeting with the design team. And probably run that again or modify the prompt a little bit. Let's try these out. And we'll also do imagine. For this other one, it actually called in a specific model of a BMW. Alright, we haven't made use of one plugin we have in here. We did make use of VoxScript to do a search, and then we're using photorealistic to build out our prompts. And the last one is let's see if I could just call it the remaining one. Use the remaining plugin. I forget what it's called, but I know it does diagrams. I'm gonna ask it to create a diagram for the story outlined here. See if we can just walk away with the whole storyboard and a sort of visual outline besides just a written outline. Okay, so this is some interesting shots. This bottom left shot here is pretty great, especially with the mural, what looks like a mural in the background. Yeah, I can kind of see it like panning back from this car. I kind of want to even like bring this image into Blender and do like a camera panning away from it in 3D. Okay, so okay, it did use the plugin over here. Show me. Here is the diagram that outlines the story of the third collaboration between BMW and Jeff Koons. Jeff Koons drawing inspiration from comic book themes and pop art. The BMW team reviewing the design. The design being applied to a BMW car. The finished car being revealed at a world premiere event. The car being driven on the streets, not just displayed in the museum. So that's the one part we're missing. If you want to make changes to this diagram, you can edit it online. So if I hit edit it, alright, there's some code I don't understand. Loosely, I can kind of see there's different lines of text here and I could change what's there. But am I supposed to be a coder to edit this? New line. I'll just copy paste what's here. That's... there has to be a better way. Oh no, that's supposed to be E. I kind of did it though. I created a new line of code, or a new line of text down here that just says F. Bracket. Story ends. I don't know how to code, but I can hack. Okay. There's got to be an easier way to do that, but I'm not going to dive that deep into this plugin right now, especially because I figure I could just edit it here as well. I don't have to code. ChatGPT will do it for me. If you're interested in contributing to the development of this plugin, you can check out the open source project on GitHub. If you like visual diagrams like that, give them a look. It's called Show Me. And it's got some supporting links there, which is great. So we'll just ask for our last prompts and have it come full circle. So, great. Let's get the last set of prompts. In the meantime, these prompts are pretty much done. I'm gonna type them in here so we get an image. But as the images generate, I just want to quickly recall back, give a shout out first of all to Vaco Studio for being the basis of inspiration for this testing ground. I've been thinking a lot, or I've been exposed a lot lately to Jeff Koons, so that's why it popped into my mind. But it just happens that a lot of dots connecting here, that Vaco Studio here did a collaboration with Jeff Koons and BMW, and I'll be speaking to Kevin Arrieta, director of Vaco Studio, this Saturday. I'll be posting on that on all channels. But here's their storyboard, which I know artist Nick Vasquez had a big hand in, or he is basically one of the masterminds behind the creative movements and creative efforts behind Vaco Studio. I do remember him sketching some of these vignettes, which is absolutely fantastic to see. But I mean, this is it's different, right? Like, this is something that's human driven, and the video is great. If you want to check it out, here's some shots. Check out Vaco Studio to see the full video. But here we have a storyboard, an outline done in text first by ChatGPT. It's very short and sweet. I mean, we're only asking for 5. And then everything done as Discord images. So we have a whole sequence here storyboarded with photoreal images for what it could be. But this is more driven fully by what the AI is suggesting. And this is a huge production value, what we're seeing here on the left. Whereas the location for this was known to be New York, right? And it's kind of a run and gun type of film. Which again, all these constraints can be fed into ChatGPT. I gave ChatGPT full creative freedom on what this project could be about. So it'd be interesting still to see, knowing those constraints, what could be outputted by the AI. But generally speaking, especially when you're talking about professionals, there's a level of consideration there and context that a person in their industry has that the AI doesn't. And it's up to the person using the AI to inform of those nuances or additional information that sometimes maybe we take for granted. So, anywho, if you'd like to ask any questions or give any suggestions, anything that you'd like to test or that's on your mind right now, you can leave in the comments in the chat on what I can test out here with ChatGPT. Or if you'd like to know if there's any plugin that can do a specific thing. But otherwise, stay on the lookout for not otherwise, if you would have a question, pop it in. While you type in your questions, I'm going to just mention, coming up, I've got that conversation happening with Kevin Arrieta on Saturday. And moving forward with these live streams, I'm actually going to be kicking into a theme for the summer, which is going to be reverting back a little bit on something I used to do way back. It's some of my original videos on this channel, which was on Rhino and Grasshopper. And the reason I'm going to do that for a little bit is because I have some projects that I'm going to be developing for myself, where I'm going to be using those softwares again. And this channel's been big on Blender, but I'm going to be doing some content on Rhino and Grasshopper. I have much more experience with those pieces of software, and I can give more direct information on more production modeling and production rendering, production drawings for products, less of the more creative artistic stuff in Blender. I'm still going to be doing Blender things here and there, but let's just say that for the summer, I'm going a bit commercial. We did a comic book in the spring. We're doing commercial work in the summer, so the content's going to adjust a little bit to reflect that. EM asks, build an outline for a business administration course listing and describing every area in the business. Okay, interesting. Let's give that a shot. So we'll do a new chat. We'll do ChatGPT 4. And then I'm going to run plugins with this one. And VoxScript has definitely been used quite a bit. This is for a course, listing and describing areas of business. So I don't think we need show me for that, or photorealistic. Metaphor, access the internet's highest quality content. I still haven't figured out what metaphor does or what that means. Access the internet's highest quality content recommended by people, powered by neural search. Let's test it out. VoxScript, and then there's link reader. Reads all the content of all links like web pages, PDFs, PowerPoints, images. Let's bring that one in as well. So I'm going to ask it to make use of all 3 plugins at once to gather for the information that you've requested here, EM. So use all 3 plugins active here. That's the thing, is like, I guess I have to first assume that this thing is fully self-aware, rather than thinking like, oh, maybe it doesn't know I activated these plugins and it's just, its brain has just been like molded, but maybe it knows. So use all the plugins active here to create an outline for, can I copy that over? I'd like to just, I'm gonna just copy exactly as you typed it in. And this is funny because my chat is in a different computer than my laptop, but my mouse brings text over on copy paste. Not an ad, but the Logitech MX, I have an old one, MX S2. I can copy something on one computer and paste it in a different one, which is pretty neat. So use all the plugins active here to build an outline for a business administration course, listing and describing every area in the business. Okay. Sure, I'll use the plugins to gather information and build an outline for a business administration course. Here's a general structure to start with. Introduction to business administration, definition and overview, importance of business administration. So it's a very rough outline, but it's hitting all the markers. So intro, principles of management, organizational behavior, business law, marketing, financial management, human resource management, operations management, business strategy, business ethics, and social responsibility. Now let's use the plugins to gather more detailed information about each of these topics. Fantastic, exactly what I wanted. I'll start with Introduction to Business Administration. I'll use the Metaphor Search API to find high-quality resource that provides an in-depth understanding of the topic. Okay, so now it's understanding, what did it use here? I mean, I know that it searched, but it didn't use VoxScript to search. And I know that it searched because I saw the sort of flickering icon at the end of each text, and that's what it looks like when it browses. So that's interesting. Maybe with plugins it is enabled on browsing, because it didn't specifically mention that it used VoxScript. In any case, we have our next instruction here, which is to copy this code to activate Metaphor. So I didn't understand how to use Metaphor, but ChatGPT does. It gave me the code to use Metaphor, quite literally. So it says, I'll repeat this process for each topic to gather detailed information and resources. After gathering all the information, I'll compile it into a comprehensive course outline. Please note that this process might take some time as it involves extensive research and data gathering. Well, that... Oh, well, yeah, for each point it'll take some time. So here's a comprehensive resource on Introduction to Business Administration. So if I click here, okay, Unit 1, Intro to Business Management. What is a business? Types of business entities, business objectives, stakeholders, growth and evolution, multinational companies. So here's an existing course. I'm wondering if it's storing this information. I'll continue this process for each topic. So if I click here, well, that's the same link. What I want to know is, how do I move? Oh, like, let's go ahead and do all the sections. I don't want to prompt every single section now that I know what's going to happen. Okay, so now it's using metaphor over and over and over to fill out all these sections. So it did it once, kind of showed me what that looked like. And now it's using it over and over and over for each one of these sections in the top outline. So we got Intro to Business Administration, and it's moving through all the others for 10 total. So we have 1 there, and we're expecting 9 down here. After that... After gathering all the information, I'll compile it into a comprehensive course outline. Okay, so let's see if it needs me to prompt it to do that, since it already laid out that that's what's going to happen. That looks like 9. Nope. Maybe it redid the first one. But this is interesting. If metaphor... That looked like a solid course that metaphor found. So... if metaphor can not just search, but actually there is some subjectivity as to what is the best content, what is the best resource out there, because that's actually based on our criteria. Who's more reputation, tone of voice, like whatever it is, whatever criteria we have for what we think the best source of information is. If everyone agreed on what the best source of information is, we never have any disagreements, and that's clearly not the case. So I wonder what that level of subjectivity on the AI is. All right, so it's adding a bit more detail, a bit more phrasing to each section, and then actually just adding links to different resources for each section. So can we start clicking on these? Intro to Business Management. So this is a different web page with actually no posts. So maybe I should wait. Oh, it's adding in some bonus ones too. Or it expanded quite a bit. We had 10 points earlier, and now we're going on 13. This is a comprehensive resource, international business. Oh, okay, still going. Why did it still go? It seems like it's doing the same thing again. I mean, that's alright. I'm not mad. But operations management, yeah. Same numbers in the same places and everything. Yeah. There might be, and some glitchiness is expected. I mean, I'm sure they haven't worked out all these kinks yet, and using all the different plugins together, I mean, it searched quite a bit here and added a lot of sections along the way. And then I get an error. Okay. Okay, so we're at the end of that one. Using metaphor again. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna hit it there. So we have an outline. I'm gonna say, now that we have all this, now that we have research on all the sections, let's build out a course, comprehensive course outline. That can also be used to create course scripts later on. So hopefully, knowing that I intend on creating a script to read off of, it will, it'll add enough information or enough bullets here to build from that. And again, it seems like these plugins, at least the ones I have selected, excuse me. The plugins that I have selected, at least, they seem to point you at the information. Or if it's actually searching the internet for information, rather than taking that information and then repurposing it for your needs, it seems like either you're just searching Bing and then building out your own outline and your own text, but when you use these plugins, it seems like they're limiting them to just point you to the resources rather than point you to the best resources and then rewrite or redo whatever it is that those resources have. I wonder what'll happen if I explicitly ask it to do that, which is what I'll do now. Okay, so this can be used to create course scripts. I'll now do, let's create the course script for the first course, for the first section. Use the mentioned resources and any additional, I'm going to specify PDFs, PowerPoints, or videos on the internet for the most reputable information. So I'm telling it to copy what's existing out there. So it's using VoxScript this time. No problem. No, it's not that big of a task. It's more like, I was pretty vague, right? So if I were probably more poignant in the beginning of what it is that I wanted, and I kept explaining what the situation is and what it is that I'm trying to get out of it, it might have been more straightforward. But part of it here is also, I think there's an iterative sort of nuance to using the AI. Like, it kind of, sometimes especially I'm testing something for the first time, I don't want to be too specific right off the bat. I'll bounce with the AI a little bit back and forth, and once I kind of understand how it's digesting the information, how it's processing the information, maybe the next time I go to do something similar, I'll be, I'll write a full paragraph rather than just a few sentences or one sentence. But here we go. Course script, Introduction to Business Administration, Module 1, Module 2. And this is all modules within Introduction. And this is an actual script. So I know something about business, but I haven't taken a business administration course or degree, but we'll just read out Module 1, Understanding Business Administration. Welcome to our course on business administration. This module will provide an overview of what business administration entails and why it is of the utmost importance for professionals in any industry. Business administration refers to the process of managing and coordinating the various functions and activities within an organization. This includes everything from planning and decision making to organizing and leading people to managing financial and operational resources. Okay, that's a mouthful. Effective business administration is crucial for the success of any organization. So I'm concerned here. I don't know what. I'm a little concerned about copyright here. I mean, I'm just reading something the AI put together. How original is it? And how much did it take into? Okay, so it's adding references at the end by the business mindset and whatnot. One link to YouTube. So it did actually search YouTube transcripts this time, different PDFs, and provided with 3 modules for an introduction to a business administration. So if you had a course on business administration and you just needed to do 3 videos as an introduction or 1 very comprehensive introductory video, here's a script and you can do your video for your course. And of course, I mean, I also always think like we're always going to edit what comes out of the AI, right? Maybe not always if you just want to be a talking head. But I mean, this helps everybody just niche more or specialize more into what we're great at or what we're trying to learn more of or we're trying to do better. So ultimately, I think it's still beneficial to always put your own spin on it. Even if, I mean, at least give it a read through, and if there's something you don't agree with, don't say that. If you have some understanding of what's going on, but I hope that was helpful. The EM says fantastic, so I'm glad you see that as a success. So yeah, that only took 1, 2, 3, 4. I typed in 4 prompts in order to get to my module 1, and now I could just say, And I know why I'm getting an issue, or why it's like giving me errors, is because it cuts off at one point. There's like too much load, or it's been going on for too much time. So it's good that it partitions it out. So I'm now gonna say, let's do the same thing for section 2. So again, this just becomes like who pushes the buttons the best, right? Who can pace the AI the best. That's really how we're competing against each other and using these tools. So if it's going to do this for section 2 now, I'm basically going to have to ask for section 2, wait, ask for section 3, wait, ask for section 4. Principles of management. Let's see if it actually comes through on that. And with that, I mean, you're welcome to add any other questions into the chat as we wait for this answer. And I think if we get 2, I mean 3 for 3 would be great. But I think the point has been made on just what incredible potential we have with these tools. So I kind of did a closing already. I'll mention it again. Coming up Saturday with Kevin Arrieta, director of Vaco Studio. On these streams coming up, I'm going to be introducing some of the content I'm going to be doing for the summer. Next week streams, and then we'll be doing a lot more Rhino, Grasshopper, still some Blender, but all of it revolving around doing commercial design work. That's what we're moving into. And principles of management, course script. So this is interesting. Now I totally ignored the fact that there's different modules. In my last prompt, I just asked for section 2, but I imagine section 2 is part of module 1, and the broader context of business administration would probably happen in between human resource management and business ethics, or between business ethics, probably between business ethics and entrepreneurship. I mean, all these are important. I don't see how you wouldn't just include all of them. But yeah, there you go. There's a script for section 2. And this is different because it's not an introduction. So the first one has modules breaking down all the phases for the entire course. But then the course is subdivided further into sections, and so an actual section, an actual class, such as Principles of Management, is now here as introduction. Roles of managers. Managers play crucial roles in an organization. They identify critical issues or problems and formulate responses or solutions. Functions of managers. Skill required for managers. Efficiency and effectiveness. Conclusion, and more resources. So, there you go. Proof is in the pudding. What time Saturday for the stream? 10 a.m. I'll be posting on that here on YouTube. I'll do a premiere so that it's showing up on the channel, and then that same link will become the live stream on Saturday, and I'll put it out on all the socials as usual. So again, thanks for chiming in. Thanks EM for the questions and suggestions. Thank you everyone for watching. If you like this type of content using AI tools, 3D tools, creative tools for digital designers, consider subscribing. There'll be more. See you on the next one.